And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Of course, another week is a Friday and ending the shows on a high note this week, too, as well. Presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, their friends at Honky Tonk Texas. I'm sure Honky Tonk's got somebody out there tonight. Check them out at honkytonktexas.us. And, of course, you want to order the best whiskey out there, the official whiskey of the Backstage Pass. You can do that at easyliquor.com or at bangtail.com. Here you can also catch us at hightidecountry.net. Internet radio out of Oklahoma City, and of course, powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com. And I'll tell you what, when I get artists to come on this program, I'm always diving in or answering a phone call or some email to get the best of the best talent. And I brought that to you guys today in the form of Niiva joining us here on the Backstage Pass. How you doing?
I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm happy to be here. How are you?
Well, it's doing well. It's Friday. You can't go wrong with that.
Yep, that's right. Amen.
The weekend just around the corner, and we're going to talk about the music and then some. Well, tell me about you, because definitely one of Canada's top pop artists out there too, Canada-based, but you grew up Bulgarian-born, correct? England raised. Tell us
That's
about
right.
this and the connection to music, because, man, you're captivating audiences everywhere around the world.
Thank you. Well, we've kind of lived all around the world, to be honest. Yeah, I was born in Bulgaria, and we moved to England when I was about 9 years old, like my brother, my mom, and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived there until I was about 15, and then we moved to Canada, but to the opposite coast. So we moved to Vancouver,
Okay.
and lived there for about 10 years, and then on my own accord, moved to Toronto.
Okay.
Maybe like 5, 6 years ago. And most of that has been spent in quarantine, so not ideal.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this city. I love this city so much.
It's a great side. No, I've never been to Toronto, but I went to the west side to Edmonton in that area,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
beautiful part of the country. But I want to go more of the east side to get to Toronto one day.
it's gorgeous. And actually, even if you go even more east than Toronto, if you go to like Halifax
Mm-hmm.
or St. John's, like it's so beautiful there
Mm-hmm.
as well. Like both coasts have the most stunning nature. I would definitely go.
With music growing up, when did it kind of hit you? Maybe what age did it shape you to say, I've got some talent here. My family members' parents recognize this, and I'm going to take this from this level to the next level. When did you start going through that kind of phase of just that musical talent?
Well, ever since I was a little kid, like I was always very drawn to music. I was always singing. If there was like a family cookout or like a
Mm-hmm.
party or anything like that or a picnic, everybody's always making me sing. I hated it. I was really, really shy when I was young. Hated it. Like loved to sing, but hated. I would like hide in a corner and
Mm-hmm.
sing from there. Um, but it wasn't really until we moved to Vancouver that
Mm-hmm.
it really felt like it was something that was more than a hobby, that it was more, possible, that it was, worth pursuing. Just because, I don't know, like as an immigrant family, it's not really necessarily on the forefront of anyone's mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's, we had a great life, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it wasn't really something that I even thought about was a possibility, because it always felt like the music industry, like Hollywood, it's all in North America. I was like, there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing here. It's not possible. I don't know. It's just, I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
But then we moved here and I was like, okay, we're here now. What can we do? But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of high school, I joined a band. It was a pop punk band.
Mm-hmm.
For a few years, like it was so much fun. I really got my stage legs there, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Did a few tours with them. Just us in like a little van
Mm-hmm.
going
Yep.
around the West Coast. So like literally some of the best times of my life. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Like sleeping in Walmart parking lots in the van. The best. Then nowadays would I do it? Unsure. But then great. Um
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then I started to kind of dip my toes into songwriting. I had always like written poems and such, and I always kind of start with the words.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started songwriting, and it kind of became more clear to me what my sound and what my tendencies are. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought, you know what? I think I'm gonna try and do something alone, as scary as that is,
Mm-hmm.
without like a band to share the pressure and like the, yeah.
I love the accolades come and you work hard for everything you get. And some people say we don't do this for awards and the same token, but at the same time, it's pretty cool when publications reach out to you and start doing this. iHeart Radio Future Star, and of course, Kiss Radio's one to watch, and Amazon Music Canada's a breakthrough artist, things like that. You had a Billboard chart hitting single, which was one of my favorites in Friends. When you get that kind of feedback from the media and the publications, and it's early in your career and it's fast, and you get a Billboard charting song, just walk me through all that, the emotions and everything that kind of comes with it.
I feel as though it certainly didn't feel fast.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I think everybody, you lay down a lot of groundwork, a lot of, many years of writing and honing things, and nothing's ever exactly where you want it to be. You can always be better, but it's definitely a lot of years of groundwork. And like you said, I completely agree. It's not you don't start off doing music because you think, oh, you know what, let me get a Grammy, let me get a
Mm-hmm.
like a Juno Award nomination. Everybody starts because they love to do it. um because there's so, like, the tough side of the industry is really tough, and you have to just keep going, and unless you love it, you're never, it's not going to keep you there.
Mm-hmm.
um but as much as it's not about getting those accolades, at the same time it's so validating, and it's kind of like signs that you're in the right direction. It's signs that, to
Mm-hmm.
me anyway, that's how I take it. I'm in the right direction. I'm in the right place. I'm where I need to be. I'm with the people that I need to be with. Um, it's genuinely, it's amazing. I've cried more tears, like happy tears, than
Mm-hmm.
I ever have, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think just that the biggest thing is the respect and the acknowledgement of your peers, and like people higher than you, even
Mm-hmm.
people with way more experience in the industry than you. That's amazing, because these are people that you respect. So it's hard to put into words, to be honest.
I can only imagine too, and like I said, just the validation, the key word I would
Yeah.
take out of that statement too, because you have a powerful anthem in a song like "Friends" that really struck me in a way. I was like, because I do so much country music here on the show, and now it's becoming a little bit more diverse with artists
Yeah.
crossing over to pop country, or like I said, country crossing over into pop. So it definitely a great fit for what I'm doing here. I love it so much. That's why I love your music, because it really speaks volume of you telling stories, people going
Yeah.
through something in their life they can really relate to or have related to in the past. What was the idea? Give me a backstory of Friends and kind of where it got started, the writing, the lyrics, and the production.
Yeah, Friends started with just the idea that, not even the idea, it's just my life. Most, if not all, of my serious relationships have started with me being friends with the person first and foremost.
Hmm.
I It's just worked out that way. Like, I'm not quick to fall for people. I find I have a lot of pet peeves.
Hmm.
So I think I get really easily annoyed. So if I don't think I've ever had like love at first sight, or like, oh, I'm so into you at first sight.
Hmm.
Um, it's always been, I've gotten to know these people or this person, and as a friend first, like with nothing, with no other intentions behind it. And it's been, it's like, that's the realest version of you. There's no, pretending, there's no trying to impress people. And then it's just developed into, once I know this person well enough, um, especially speaking about my current relationship,
Hmm.
it I just remember the moment where I was like, "Oh my god, this guy has everything that I want, and we're friends, and I think he thinks of me as just a friend, and do I want to, like, cross that line? Do I want to do anything about it? Are we gonna lose the friendship?"
Hmm.
So Friends is about that, is like that realization of, "Hold on, I don't think we're friends anymore. Like, there's something else here, and it's scary, and it's exciting, and it's, like, forbidden, and there's a lot of risk in it, but it
Hmm.
sometimes it pays off." So
Yeah, which is good there, and that's what makes these great songs come to life. And you really put some great vocals behind these
thank you.
songs. We're going to ask you about Trigger here in a little bit too, because I thought that was another one of my favorites out there from Niiva too as well. We got to take a quick timeout too. We got the full album to talk about and the new single called That Song that came out today. Guys, if you hadn't heard that one, you're missing out. Go across those digital platforms and stream or purchase that song out there for Niiva, because you'll get a little taste of the past, present, and the future in there when it comes down to it. We'll talk about that more here on the Backstage Pass, powered by the sportsguys podcast.com. Don't forget sports. High school football starts tonight on CajunCountryRadio.com. And, of course, our friends over at HighTideCountry.net. We'll be busy with that for the next 12, 13 weeks. And when I come home at night, I'll be sleeping well after the football coverage from the high school side of things, too, as well. Presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over at Honky Tonk Texas. More with Niiva. It is the Backstage Pass. Hang tight. Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
And back here with Niiva on the Backstage Pass. I'm getting thirsty. It's the weekend. Drink responsibly and do it with our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, invading the Texas market now. Total Wine and Specs, and of course out there in Live Oak in Nashville. If you're like to play around on Broadway, and of course whatever side of town, you can find Bangtail Whiskey out there. A lot of different stores and areas too. Back here with Niiva on the show, presented by our friends at Honky Tonk Texas, and of course Bangtail Whiskey. Check us out live on the sportsguys podcast.com and at HighTideCountry.net. Big shows next week. Josh Turner coming by. If you love country music, you might remember that name from the early 2000s. A song called Long Black Train, and of course the greats Mo Bandy, T.G. Shepherd, Jenny Tolman, and a whole lot more here over the next few weeks. Let me ask you about this. I love your album. We were talking about this a little bit before I went live with you, the self-titled album, which was 2022. 2020, you guys put that out. And the song that these years are just running together crazy.
No, I'm telling you. It's, just,
it's nuts.
I think we're owed at least 3 years.
We are.
Let's just pretend the last 3 didn't happen. Thank you.
They didn't happen. The one I'm referring to on the 2020 album, it's Welcome Back. I really enjoyed listening to that. What was the little backstory of that one?
That one was written mid-quarantine. I think it was one of the last songs to be added to the EP. Typically, I'm very much like a positive person. I don't really like, I feel what I need to feel. It's not like I avoid emotions, but I don't like to linger in like sadness or you know, that kind of mood and those vibes. So I tend to like be able to pick myself up and kind of see the good side and things. But something happened, I'm sure I'm not alone, during like the beginning of the lockdowns, where I was like, I don't know who this person is. Like I don't want to get out of bed. And that was so strange and so out of character for me. And you just, with the help of friends and family and just like, riding the wave, if you will, I was able to come out of that. And I just remember one day just feeling like my old self again. And this idea of like, welcome back. Finally, I recognize the person that I am, which is amazing. Finally. And so Welcome Back was written. It was nice to see like the spark back in myself. And I felt like I really needed to write. And like the song is very simple sonically and like lyrically as well. I didn't feel like it needed to be anything complicated. It's just as simple as, my God, you've been someone completely different. I'm glad you're back.
When you talk about writing, I think you do it in a way that most artists do when they say writing from the heart. And I've gone through it, personal side, or I've got this hook and it just reminds me I've got to stop in my tracks and put it in my notes section of my phone or something like that. And it's songwriting is therapy. Would you agree?
100%. 100%. This new song is like that too. Welcome Back is very much like that. It's all my thoughts that come out at 2 a.m. that I don't want to I don't want to deal with during the day. That, like you said, exactly, they go straight into my notes,
Mhm.
and then we take it to the studio.
That's the beautiful part, and create magic with that studio thing. I've got to get down to a studio next time I'm in Nashville. People have offered, and I've just been tied up with everything else, the show, interviews, what
Yeah.
have you. But I do want to get down to the studio for a first time to see
Oh
an
yeah.
artist put the magic into the instrumentation, the production of it, meet some producers. That's the one thing I've not done in my media career. I've got to tour a studio or at least do something with an
Oh
artist
yeah.
inside that venue.
Oh yeah. It's amazing. I like to think of it as like coloring the song in, especially when it's time
Mhm.
to record it, and like adding the harmonies and adding all the little bells and whistles and like the sparkles and like coloring it all in. That literally, it's what it feels like to me. So I love it. You have to go.
Well, we're going to color this one in. I love your description of that. That song, which came out today. This has got some things where I talked a little bit about, people from the past can kind of, at least the way I feel, my opinion, taint the things we love. Um, it's got some really cool, just very emotional side that you show, very heartfelt lyrics. I'm going there because I really feel that. A really cool beat, and it's got just, for me, I'll say that it's like, I don't know, it makes me think about life in general, what I'm thankful for, and we had to go through all these experiences to get to where we are now, and it's
Mm,
like almost like reclaiming our joy in life. It really is.
100%.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
least the
I'm
way I
glad you
felt.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you said that. I think that's exactly um what it felt like writing it too. Um and I hope that's what, when people listen, I hope that's what they get out of it. Um it's exactly it. The idea of it was, especially with music, it's very tied to memories for me. Like if I listen to an old album that I used to listen to maybe 5, 6 years ago,
Hmm.
I'm immediately taken back to where I was, who I was with, what I was doing. Um, and sometimes don't are those are things I don't necessarily want to remember. Not necessarily always positive emotions and memories. So I had this idea of, I'm so frustrated that I love these songs, but I'm frustrated that I can't listen to them without thinking of this and this and this that I don't really
Hmm.
want to think about. Um, so like, yeah, the idea of some of my favorite songs are now ruined because of whatever memories. And like I said before, I don't really like to linger in that. So
Hmm.
then I was like, okay, let's spin it and say, okay, well, it's time to make some new memories and like
Hmm.
make a new song to make memories too.
With the EP, I know we talked a lot about Welcome Back, but this was pretty cool because you got to really showcase even further who you want to be as an artist and the authenticity that I feel in it. And then
Mm.
talk about working with the very cool, esteemed songwriters. Too many for me to mention here on the show. I mean, I read about them, but the cool thing is that that's the collaboration side of music and really what allows you to become the artist that you want to become. That's a huge honor, and congratulations on working with these great esteemed songwriters.
Thank you so much. That is one of the most important things that I've been able to do, is work with people that are immensely more talented than me, immensely more experienced than me, because that is the only way that I've been able to grow in what I do. As a singer, as a writer, as a performer, um, I've just been so I feel so fortunate that I've worked with all these people. Like for example, um, the two that I wrote that song with,
Mhm.
um, it's Ali Milner and Joel Stuper, who also produced the track. They're amazing. Like go check their credits. They've written so many amazing songs. I have the honor of my EP being produced by Kuya Productions and Adam
Mhm.
Josh, who's under them. They did Alessia Carr's stuff. They've done Jordan's stuff. Like they're, again, insane writers. They've had so many placements across pop, across K-pop, all these
Mhm.
things. And yeah, if they hadn't seen something in me and sort of said yes to
Mhm.
to writing together, I don't know where I would be at this moment in time.
Before I take
It's
a break,
insane.
you you had what were you saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's just insane. That's
It's
all.
nuts, and it's nuts, and that's why I'm saying there's too many for me to mention there too. And
Yeah.
I really find this to be a cool thing because you did a song, a debut single, I believe it was Black Mamba. Is this correct? Because this was another cool thing that you got to co-write, which is becoming now another pretty high standard in the industry, much more, collaboration. Tell us all about this, because this really, and it was a kick-ass song. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Just I love music. I get to listen to everything. So that's what I do here on the show. Pretty good talent, right? Listen to music and talk about it. Pretty neat. Neat. Tell us about this one, because this was actually a debut single and was a part of a chart-topping girl group, correct?
Yes. So I got this opportunity to go over to Seoul, and in Korea, and write at a writing camp for a label called SM Entertainment. And when we were there, we were told, it was like 10 days, a bunch of amazing writers and producers. Every day we were in a different room, like working with different people. And the day that we wrote the song, the A&R team came in and they said, we're launching a new girl group. We don't want to like give you guys too much direction, but this is kind of what we're looking for. See what you can come up with. So we wrote a song called Black Mamba with Ella Isaacson, who's another amazing artist as well. And Omega is the name of the producer. And what happens with that is you sort of just let it go. You write the song, you don't ever think about it again, because it could land, it could not, and you can't spend your days like worrying about it. It's on to the next. And about almost a year later, we were told by our publishers that the new girl group was launching. They're called aespa, by the way. And oh, it's gorgeous. God, they're great. I love them so much. I feel like they're like mine. I feel like they're my baby. Anyway, they were launching, and they said, the song is potentially going to be on the album. And that's all we knew. And I got curious, so I started like Googling aespa, new girl group. And I went on Spotify and I see the name Black Mamba. I see like a playlist called Black Mamba. I'm like, how would they know? Like, who leaked? Why would they know randomly this one song off the album? And then I went on Google, and the article was like, new girl group aespa launching with their debut single, Black Mamba. Like, there are no words to describe what that felt like. It was like, I got goosebumps. I get goosebumps talking about it now. Just seeing something that you created and something that you were a part of be brought to life in such a monumental way, because they put everything behind it, the music videos, the choreography, the costumes, that it just blossoms into everything you could ever want it to be. It's an insane experience, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful.
It's a beautiful song, and it's one of the best groups out there too. And I know that really Billboard got a hold of that. It was a huge thing. Album sales were killer, and I know it's like one of the top songs on that Billboard 200 chart, which is huge out there. Congratulations, because you will deserve to see that thing come to life, no doubt about it too. I kind of find that in some of the shows I do here on this show here, when it comes to life, you're like, man, that just really happened. We just really
literally, it was insane.
That's a pretty cool. What a great feat for you, no doubt, and congratulations on that song. First, if you haven't heard that one, go look it up. aespa, AESPA, across all the platforms, and check out the Black Mamba song for that chart-topping girl group out there too. We'll take a final time out here. We're coming back with rapid fire, and can't wait to hear Niiva's reactions on favorite foods, places to travel, stuff like that. We'll get to that. Maybe a lottery question. Who knows what's going to come out of my mouth on the Backstage Pass rapid fire segment, which is growing. There you go. So good thing she's sipping on a great beverage. It is Friday. Make sure you drink with our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, and of course, go party with our friends at Honky Tonk Texas. I'm sure there's a great country group out there tonight. It's Silsby's littlest jewel down here in Texas. You'll always have fun out there, and you'll learn how to line dance. If you don't know how to line dance, get with the program and start two-stepping, and then you can actually put on a Niiva song and do some other dance moves to that one too. Let's just get out there. Quick time out here. It is the Backstage Pass powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com, also at hightidecountry.net. Coming right back. Stay tuned. Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
I'm gonna make a glass this weekend. I just have that craving for it now, and it's damn good. And when I'm in Nashville, that's what I drink. And I don't drink a whole lot anymore, but I drink with Bangtail whiskey out there too, and we get to mix favorite cocktails and stuff like that. Total Wine and Specs, Live Oak, and all over Nashville too, and soon to invade the Texas market here where I'm at. And definitely you get your bottle drink on there at bangtail.com or easyliquor.com out there too. Back here with Canadian pop artist sensation. She's taking the world by storm now, Niiva, and you can also check her out at itsniiva.com. And the latest single, That Song, is across all those digital platforms out there. All right, let's have a little fun. It's Friday. I want to do a little rapid fire here. So the favorite food for Niiva, or foods, could be plural,
Yes.
for Niiva when she's on the road or at home.
Sushi and tacos. Not together, but sushi. Although a sushi taco,
Wouldn't be bad.
listen, not horrible. Yes, sushi and tacos. I could eat that every single day of my life.
I love that. When I got to Canada a few years ago, went to mentioned that West Side, Edmonton. So I had poutine for the first time. Was very impressed.
Yes,
Depending on
good,
where you get it from, which was people don't know what that is. Kind of cheese curds and the potatoes, and you get a little bit of that brown gravy on the side too. Most people know what that is. But I was very picky on where I got it from. I forget what restaurant we went to. But Canadian dishes is probably something I have not tried. For you, what's kind of the favorite Canada food when you're, I guess, back home, beside tacos and sushi? Is there a Canadian food that you dive into? Or a pizza pie? Or just something that you like? Because I know for me, pizza comes from like, got to put all the meats on it. And this recently I tried a Hawaiian pizza because I was all not do it. But I got that salt and sweet flavor for Hawaiian, which was pretty good. So
I've actually grown, this is so blasphemous, but I've grown into kind of liking ham and pineapple, but that's beside the point.
Okay.
I used to hate it. I used to think like I could not be friends with anybody. We couldn't have been friends before, but now I think we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
I think I would say, and I could be getting this wrong, but I think Donairs are Canadian.
Okay.
Grant, are Donairs Canadian? Yes, they're from Halifax.
Okay, Halifax. Okay.
Donairs. They're like, just Google Donair. I really like Donairs.
Let's find about it. Okay, I like that too. I like that. All right, first song ever to sing live on stage for Niiva. What was that? What was that tune?
Like back when it would have been back when I was a kid.
Okay.
And it was, oh God, it would have been something in Bulgarian. I remember, this is absolutely not the very first one, but there was a Bulgarian song about like Romeo and Juliet or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one was probably it. This is not gonna be at all relatable because nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was definitely something in Bulgarian, 100%.
I like that. TV, when you get into it, a lot of people say we don't have time for TV, but if you do stream or whatever, what are some shows you like to binge watch?
There's a ton actually.
Okay.
Love The Office, love The Witcher, love Sandman. Does it have to be TV shows or can it be TV, like movies?
Any movies, anything.
All the Marvel universe.
Okay.
I've seen it in chronological order. I've seen it in release order. I've seen it too many times. Oh, Rick and Morty.
Oh, yep. That's another good one.
Futurama is like I've recently gotten into it. I didn't have an appreciation for it before, but now that I'm like actually watching, it's very smart. I really, really like it. So that's kind of like we're having dinner, we're gonna kind of switch our brains off show. Yeah.
Great shows right there. Other hobbies away from music, not doing music, what do you like to get into?
I love to paint and I love to read.
All right. See, I got to become more of a reader. I do. That's just when you said read, I've got to pick up some other.
Great. It's great. Like I'm looking at my shelves over here, and if the rest of my house wasn't a mess, I would turn the camera and show you. But this is my pride and joy. Like just the books and like little trinkets on the shelves. Love it.
I'm with you there. The house wouldn't mess, turn the camera, and would have the backdrop behind the logo behind me too. But that's why I do what I do here. When it comes to, let's just, I guess, go with this one here. I love the lottery too because it's kind of fun to play it and then realize how much money you lose, and if it's Mega or Powerball, something like that. But let's say that Niiva had all the winning numbers. You matched all 6 numbers. You get the ticket back. Some people say I go hide the ticket right away. What's the first thing you do with the I guess the cash option or the money itself if you won?
I think I would go. This is so boring, but I think I would go because I'm not great with money. Like like money management is not my strong suit.
Me neither.
I'm like, oh, treat yourself. Anyway, uh, you've worked hard. Buy the ring. Who cares? I would literally put it away and like go speak to a financial advisor because I don't know.
Smart. You're smart.
I don't know what I would do. That's so boring. But okay, let's say we put like 50% aside and 50% is for spending. I think I would go and I would just, I mean, I think everybody says this, but I would travel and I would buy a property in like every major city.
Okay. I could, which it'd be smart because you're traveling, you're a musician, you're a touring artist. It would definitely be a great, and just to have a place to hang out with friends and invite people over. And I'll be in San Francisco this week. I'll be in LA this week, New York. I'll be Seattle, down in Orlando.
Yeah, see?
That's you are the financial advisor comes in because I've got one of those now too because I was never managing money was not my strength either. So that's a smart move when it comes down to it. All right, dream stage to step on that you haven't yet, but if there's a dream stage for you, what would it be?
The O2 Arena in London.
Okay, that's a good one. That's
beautifully
done right there.
That's dream. let's manifest it. Okay, done. Let's go.
Let's go. We could do that. I love it. I love her. She's got a ton of great music, guys. Make sure you check out all the songs we talked about today. I did want to ask you before I close about Trigger because it was on your 2020 album there too, self-titled album. Fantastic song. I got to hear
so much
backstory of this too because, again, song probably comes to life. Is that one you wrote or co-wrote?
Yep.
Okay. Tell us all about this one, how it came together.
I wrote it with Sammy G, who is part of Queer Productions.
Okay.
And it's literally about my temper. Yikes. Yeah, it's essentially a dialogue between me and my partner. And just basically saying like, I dare you to say something that pisses me off. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can swear, but
you can. Podcast, we say it. We'll get it out there. Yes.
That's exactly what it's about. I, like pull my trigger and watch what happens. And then and then in the bridge, I'm like, oh my God, this is sounding really like angry. In the bridge, we're like, okay, the lyrics are, you're gonna get a little thunder lightning in the morning, you're my sun that's shining. So we'll be fine. I just like to fight a little bit. I'm Eastern European. I got a lot of opinions. I get a little loud, but don't think anything of it. That's what that's about. I like that you love that song.
It's a little bit of side of you that I could kind of see. It's like that little, it's like, I describe that one as like cooking food that's not bland, but if it is bland, I'm like, let me throw a little Tony Sashers, let me throw a little spice in there, Cajun seasoning. And she's got that kind of other side of her that you may not see, but in that song, you really feel it. So you've got kind of that seasoning side to you when it comes to,
I like that.
I can go there and I might do that, but don't make me.
Don't push me. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly right.
That too. Well, I tell you what, guys, make sure you check her out at itsniiva.com. And of course, that song came out today, August 25th, across all the digital platforms. I knew you were going to knock it out of the park the first time here on the show. Hope you enjoyed it and come back anytime to promote.
A pleasure. I'm going to be back every Friday.
Every Friday. I like that. Yeah. Get her in. I didn't even ask you the sports question. If there was a hockey team or if it was a college football or baseball, Toronto Blue Jays, or was there a sport?
Of course. Like I've actually sung the anthem for like our hockey team, the Maple Leafs. I've sang it for the Blue Jays. I've sung it for the Raptors.
Okay.
I like them all. Different vibes at each stadium. I find hockey is like very intense. Like the fans are very, very intense. I think baseball is like the most chill. Like we're here to just eat pretzels and just like watch a ball game and just have a great time. And I love that. I think
I
that's
love it.
baseball is my favorite of the three. And then basketball's just cool, man.
It's cool.
It's just cool.
It's cool to have the Raptors up there. And I still, again, there's Canadian teams you just like to watch, and all three have their own different, distinct feels out there when it comes to sports. Baseball being the one that's chill. Like you said, Peanuts, Cracker Jackson, the whole 9 yards. Make sure you guys go download that song. You're just hearing the beginning. I'm telling you, Niiva's a superstar, and it's going to be more and more in her world coming up here soon. You're going to see her all over everything else out there in that pop industry. So make sure you keep tabs out there. Go give her a like on social media and check out the website for the tour schedule. It's Niiva.com. Thanks so much for being here again. Looking forward to having you back when new material comes out. And you're such just a great joy to talk to, no doubt.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
One of the best out there, Niiva, doing it her way. That song across all the digital platforms. We're going to play some more music tonight with high school football, and of course at CajunCountryRadio.com and our friends over the next few days. We got a full lineup for you. If you're back to country, Josh Turner, 20-year anniversary of Long Black Train, T.G. Shepherd, 21 #1 hits in country music, Mo Bandy, and a whole lot more. Jenny Tolman, Heath Wright from Ricochet coming up. Grand Ole Opry members next week, and man, we just keep cooking with grease here, I guess you could say. Lainey Wilson said that too. Cooking with grease on her latest album is a song out there too. We'll talk to you guys Monday here on the Backstage Pass. Thanks to Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over at Honky Tonk Texas.